Hi guys. So I thought, Big Mouth John Fury had a lot to say. He's had a lot to say with the AJ and Fury fight when it was happening. And now he went radio silent until today. Stand by.
Somebody's fighting Deontay.
It's diabolical, isn't it? You're geared up to fight one man, and all of a sudden, on the 11th hour, it's all sorted in 24 hours. He's signing contracts in the hall of a boxing venue. They're around him like locust. And I think to myself, how can you think straight with all that around you? For my one, it's a mistake. It's a mistake. We can blame his team, can't he? No one else. Anything rushed is no good, and that's been rushed. He was fighting AJ. I want him to fight AJ. I have no interest in Deontay Wilder. So why has he got to fight Wilder? I told him on a phone conversation, chuck the belt in the bin, let him have it, come back and fight AJ on the 14th of August like was planned. But who am I?
So as you can see, he looks embarrassed. He looks upset, angry. WBC belt should have been thrown in the bin. I forgot what fighter did that in the past. Chuck it in the bin, vacate, and fight Joshua. But Joshua wants the WBC belt. What John Fury is not realising is that's the whole point of Undisputed. John Fury, come on, you was a boxer. Not a very good one, but he was a boxer nonetheless. So he's saying that basically the Americans are ruling Tyson. It was all rushed. You're signing contracts that are a big deal at another fight in a back room. When he said that, I was like, yeah, for real. It looked pretty cheap, pretty seedy, pretty disrespectful, to be honest.
I'm nobody, unfortunately. A voice that only certain amount of people hear. And because you don't drive a Rolls Royce, live in a castle, it falls on deaf ears, doesn't it? You can be idiot. You can be an idiot and an imbecile and come out of a big setup and they listen to you, don't they?
Yeah. I mean,
that's unfortunately the case.
And then you've got the detractors, like AJ's camp, claiming that they never wanted Tyson, never wanted it in the first place.
They're rubbish. I'm just concerned whether Tyson can raise his game for Wilder. Whether he gets complacent, makes a mistake, but I don't know. It's got every chance of going wrong out there because I don't like how it's been handled. It's been badly handled, and that's just my opinion, no one else's. Tyson knows what he's doing. But I said, get back on a plane. Let's have a look at the situation properly. Let's assess it. But, there's no bright lights and glitz here, is there? Wythenshawe. What would you do? Want to be in Vegas or Wythenshawe?
Well,
but let me tell you, if you want to keep your WBC belt, you better in Wythenshawe. Enough said, eh?
Yeah. Well, I was going to say about the Wilder thing, because obviously he beat him very convincingly last time. I mean, arguably beat him the first time. Is there a danger that he just thinks he can just turn up and walk through him again?
The danger point is getting fair play out there. At the minute, the American boxing fraternity has been embarrassed from last escapade. Why wouldn't you take a $20 million step aside without fighting and a guaranteed shot at the winner when you're fighting for a lot less money than $20 million and you're risking getting your skull caved in again? It don't make sense on his part. So obviously, the powers that be in America are involved, aren't they? And they're calling the shots. And they've sort of like trapped both men, haven't they? They've trapped them both, in my opinion. But I'd just say, listen, there's your belt, keep it. He keeps going on about belts mean note to him, don't he, my son? There's your belt, I'm fighting AJ. Or, if you want to fight, no problem. I'll fight in Saudi. And then the Saudis are happy then, aren't they? Because they've gone to a lot of trouble, those people. They've gone to a lot of running around, a lot of expense. They deserve better than what's happened. Because I just feel like they've done it all wrong. On the 11th...
Said he's tried to speak to Fury about it, and Fury was just like, no, I'm doing the fight. So, still a royal duck. And, you've actually made your whole name look dirty. And John Fury, as a proud man, as a proud gypsy man, as a proud traveller, he's fuming. But that's what you get when you're too in people's business. Mind the business that pays you. This seems to be the statement for the last 2 days. Mind the business that pays you. Your son wasn't bringing you involved in it anyway, but you had a lot to say in the beginning. And now your son didn't even bother tell you anything. He just was like, whatever, this is what I'm doing. Maybe you should stop talking on behalf of business deals, John Fury, if you're not in the boardroom. So, you know, that's where we stand with maybe that. What John doesn't know is that Fury all along knew he was fighting Deontay Wilder. He may not be able to admit it because it's his son, but I appreciate, you know, some of the honesty that he's come with. Basically saying, you know, AJ and Fury fight on the 11th hour was basically pulled. But what he doesn't know is that if you look at a report that I did, and there was reports with Michelle Joy Phelps when she tweeted, yes, the undisputed fight is happening, and then Deontay Wilder's fiance left. He's got to fight Wilder first, or Deontay first. That was telling, and that was about a month ago. So this is all like what Eddie Hearn says stinks. Unfortunately, John Fury isn't in the know, but his son was. His son was always ducking. Exactly that, John Fury. He says he doesn't care about belts, so why are you holding on to a belt just to fight Deontay Wilder? If you really don't want to fight Deontay Wilder, you give the belt up then. Give it up. Maybe it's an element of ego and pride. I'm not giving up that belt. But John's already said, you know, for a lot less money, you're going to do this fight. And it's very dangerous. Don't get complacent with Deontay Wilder because you could still get sparked out. If you remember, he got dropped twice in the first fight. I think it was either first one round 9 and the second one round 12. So Deontay Wilder is a dangerous opponent, and you know, with all the training that he's doing, and doesn't look like Tyson Fury's taking this super serious. He was taking it more serious when he was fighting AJ, when he thought he's fighting AJ. So maybe the weight will be piled back on. Who knows? That's their business. Mind your business. Anyway, hey girl, it's LadyChann, rep nonetheless. Come box with Shan. Gone.